All right, let's cut through the noise. Forget the hot takes. This preview for the SA20 opener between MI Cape Town and Durban, it's built on one thing and one thing only: cold, hard data. We're going to break down the venue stats, the player-on-player matchups, and where this game will really be won and lost. So, let's get right into it. And we're going to start with the single most important number you need to know: 62%. That's the win percentage for the team that bats second at Newlands in Cape Town. Now, this isn't just a small edge, folks. It is a massive statistical lean that pretty much defines how games are played here. The pressure is always on the team defending a total.
And you know what? All this data, it points to one single theme for this match. It's going to be won or lost right there in the middle overs. This is where the big battle happens: spin versus control. And whichever team can dominate that phase is almost certainly going to walk away with the W.
So first up, let's get to know the teams a little better, and of course, the unique battlefield where this is all going down. Okay, here are the likely starting lineups for both sides, and you can see right away they are absolutely stacked with world-class talent. For MI Cape Town, you've got guys like Rashid Khan, Kagisa Rabada, and Ryan Rickleton, and on the other side, the Durban Super Giants are rolling out Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klassen, and Sunil Narine. Seriously, two powerhouse teams right here.
Now, what's so interesting about Newlands is that it has a very distinct personality. The numbers are crystal clear. This place is a chaser's paradise. If you bat first, you are under just immense pressure to post a huge total that frankly is almost always gettable. But if you're batting second, you've got clarity and a huge advantage in pacing the run chase.
And this chart just illustrates the point perfectly. I mean, look at the win probability based on that first inning score. A total somewhere between 160 and 169. At best, that gives you a 50-50 chance of winning. You really have to be pushing 180 or even more to feel even a little bit comfortable. And even then, there is no guarantee.
So, what does this all mean? Well, the whole game really hinges on those middle overs, from over 7 to 15. The data shows this is the danger zone. It's the toughest phase to bat, and it's where most dismissals happen. It's the part of the game where spin and hard-length pace bowling just take over and can completely flip the momentum on its head.
Right, so with that venue DNA in mind, let's take a closer look at MI Cape Town's structure, because the data reveals a potential and pretty significant weakness against spin.
Now, don't get me wrong, their top order has quality. Rossi Vanderdussen gives them stability up top, but the key man, the one you really need to watch at this venue, is Ryan Rickleton. The guy is an elite chaser here, with an incredible record that makes him absolutely vital to MI's chances.
I mean, just look at those numbers. An average of 48 at a strike rate over 150 at Newlands. That is phenomenal. He just gets the tempo of this ground better than anyone, which makes him MI's anchor. But their potential issue isn't really at the top. It's what happens in the middle.
And this is where that pressure really starts to hit. Rossi Vanderdussen's strike rate drops off a cliff in those crucial middle overs. And then you've got Nicholas Poran, one of the most destructive T20 batters on the planet, who has a very specific, well-documented weakness that, well, Durban is perfectly equipped to exploit.
A strike rate of just 112. That's what Nicholas Poran scores against left-arm Chinaman bowlers. For a player who normally strikes at well over 150, that is a huge, huge drop-off. It's a specific, glaring vulnerability that really points to a larger imbalance in MI's squad.
And this right here reveals a major tactical problem. Look, they have Rashid Khan, one of the greatest T20 spinners of all time. But at Newlands, a ground that rewards spin, relying on just one frontline spinner is a massive gamble. It leaves them pretty vulnerable, especially when they're up against an opponent that is loaded with spin options. So let's flip over to the Durban Super Giants and see how their squad is almost tailor-made to take advantage of both this venue and MI Cape Town's specific weakness.
First off, their pace attack, led by Gerald Kowitsi and Ethan Bosch, is just perfect for this ground. They bowl those hard lengths that get rewarded with bounce and really make batters uncomfortable. But their real, match-defining advantage, that comes from their spin department.
See, Durban's real ace in the hole is their spin attack. They aren't just bringing one elite spinner, they're bringing two. You've got Sunil Narine, a master of right-arm off-spin who can just suffocate an innings. And then you have Noor Ahmad, a left-arm Chinaman bowler who happens to bowl the single most potent type of delivery at Newlands. This number right here explains the threat perfectly. Across all T20 matches played here, batters average the absolute least against left-arm Chinaman bowling.
It is statistically the hardest delivery to face on this pitch. So this means Noor Ahmad isn't just bowling. He's bowling on a surface that is literally tailor-made for his style.
Okay, this is where the whole story comes into sharp focus. Let's put the individual player data head-to-head and see what the matchup matrix is telling us. This table basically shows the pressure cooker that MI is going to face. Just look at Noor Ahmad's numbers. The MI batters average a stunningly low 12 runs against him. 12! And while he's taking wickets, you've got Sunil Narine choking the run rate from the other end. This is that middle over squeeze the data predicted, right here in black and white.
But of course, MI Cape Town has some serious weapons of their own. Rashid Khan has an incredible record against Jos Buttler, absolutely crushing his strike rate down to just 66. And Kagiso Rabada is a proven wicket taker against the super dangerous Heinrich Klaassen. So MI can definitely strike, especially in the power play and at the death.
So when we pull all this data together and kind of map out the different phases of the match, a really clear pattern emerges. And it tells us exactly where this game is going to be won and lost. MI Cape Town, with their top-order strength and elite death bowlers, probably holds the edge in the power play and those final overs. But, and this is a big but, Durban's advantage in the middle overs, driven by their superior spin quality and that perfect venue fit, is just overwhelming. That middle phase is where all the data suggests they are going to take control of this game. So here's the final takeaway. Newlands punishes tactical imbalance. Durban is bringing a two-pronged spin attack that's perfectly suited for this ground, while MI is bringing just one. For MI to win this game, their batters have to somehow survive that middle-over spin choke. And if the Durban Super Giants win the toss and bowl first, well, the data suggests the odds will be stacked heavily in their favor.
Hey, if you enjoyed this data-driven breakdown, make sure you subscribe to Cricket Data Viz for more SA20 match previews, venue analytics, and player matchups. We've also linked the full data tables for this match in the description below. Thanks for watching.